is the favorite still, even though a lot of okay.
Oh
Team Secret
no,
has
I was going to let Marby talk, but Juhao is going low, and Garma flashing forward for it. Do they have the last bit of damage? No, they don't.
Ooh, so actually this is okay. They didn't get the kill, and both flashes blown and the ignite as well, so I'm losing out a little bit there. But back to the point, a curse must be broken. Artifact has not reached finals. He's gone to Worlds, never reached finals. Kati has qualified for many a tournament, never gone. Never gone at all. Now, technically, there is a scenario where the curses can both remain unbroken, but let's not think about that, because the start with the E here from Style doesn't even actually really land and doesn't really put down as slow enough to actually set up Suhao to get down, and anybody blocking so no Q can come in from Town Kench to secure it. It's just on a knife's edge, but well played from Secret.
I mean, 2 flashes blown for the bot lane into Zarya Renata is really scary, honestly. Even if you have a Tom Kent, Handshake sets up the Feather Call, or what's it called again? Yeah, exactly, that one. Perfectly. So, and Eddie on the Zarya. He used to be the best Zarya player in the league, and even Hanke was of my opinion when I uttered this last season, I believe, when I watched some of Eddie's play. To be fair, Eddie played mostly with the old Zarya build, which was the poke lane dominant build, so he hasn't really played a lot of on-hit or crit Zarya, as this is definitely going to be crit Zarya here, but he is super good with this champion in lane especially, so I expect them... Oh no, Artifact might have flashed.
Yeah, it's nice to actually see early pressure coming up from Levi for the first time this series, really. But Flash Q available for Levi, but Artifact keeping safe.
Actually, really nice heads-up play from Artifact to just greed for the minion to get to level 3, because it costs Levi a little bit of time. There was a very small chance of that actually succeeding on Levi's side, because the Artifact must have been close to 3. So, a dangerous game, but I think the correct call from Artifact, and now he should be fine in lane. It's very unfortunate for him to be ganked level 2, so some credit to Levi there, who has not had the greatest amount of success in the early game so far in all of players, but showing up on the Sejuani jungle and giving a little bit of reprieve to Kati, who on this Corki, the last time he played it, did absolutely nothing. He was a black hole of pressure for his team. He basically just cost his team a lot of the mid game. So giving him a little bit of an early game that's easier to scale. Uh-oh.
Oh, Hero's in trouble. Levi's here. The Counter-Strike stun doesn't land. Can Hero go for a 1-for-1? He's going to use the Ignite, but Kiaya can just walk away. Let Levi do the rest, if he can in time. Hookshot wall dive can't be too much further away. Kiaya flash jump W and brings down the Camille. We go to the... What
is happening? Everyone is dying, apparently. They got the kill, I guess, under tower. A little bit of damage there on the dive from Team Secret side. They did get the kill on, I believe, Style it was, but they paid a really bad price. 2 kills over to GAM on the bot side, 1 kill on the top lane, and we immediately start with another huge advantage for GAM.
Why do you do this against a Kench?
It's just... I mean, it's a bit... I mean, it's not like there's a Devour yet, but just to get the kill a bit almost too early for the bailout to really take effect, and so that's where 1 goes, and then a nice teleport from Cardi just keeps Penguin, and Penguin is kept in place for too long. So it was a great timing on the top side to pick that kill up just before... So first Blood went over to GAM, and then a botched tower dive meant they win out on the bot side too, so GAM is now just in a really good position.
Yeah, and Zuhao's flash might have still been down. I think they probably planned for this. Okay, here we have Kiaya without flash, but nah, he can just hop away. I think they probably planned for this dive to work with Zuhao tanking for a while and then flashing away, but he didn't have his flash ready, so a little bit of a oversight there on the Team Secret side. They give up 2 kills, Styles picks up 1. It's not the end of the world in bot lane, but it's definitely not a good start. And they will bleed out the first dragon as well, and when GAM picks up first dragon, it always bodes well for the mid and late game.
Just in general, this has been such a much better showing from Levi. This is probably his best game so far in playoffs altogether that I can recall. I mean, he's had great moments, of course, but this is the first time it's really felt he is running the show, calling the shots, and leading, being that king of the jungle. Penguin not being able to quite keep up on the Vice so far, and now with this position, we're actually seeing pretty good situation. Now they're still gonna be playing a bit of a 4v5 this gun because I don't like Corki. It doesn't do damage until like 3 or 4 items, like at all, like outside of the big one. And if you miss the big one, you have to solve through rockets that do no damage until you get your next one. And then if you miss that one, you do nothing.
Hang on. Biffo in the top lane, but both of them run out of spells. Down to the bottom side we go as Styles in a lot of trouble, deals a lot of damage before he goes down. And now Team Secret have to find a way out of this one as Levi's joined the play. B moving in, he's doing as much as he can, getting those tongues flying. He's licking them all to death. That's going to be 1 kill. That's going to be 2 kills. It's Levi. This pig is getting absolutely fat and he's bringing home the bacon. This Sejuani is popping off. A lovely interrupt and B will finish them off.
Team Secret's just throwing it all away in the bot lane. They try to go for the dives. They try to emulate Cyclone Buffalo's strategy against GAM and going for bot dives over and over again. But unfortunately, they've picked GAM against Cyclone Buffalo game 1, where GAM tried this as well and just died over and over again. Team Secret are 2-6 down in kills, 1.3k gold lead, and this is just too aggressive. They do land this CC on Style and they get him down very early, but how are you ever planning on getting out of this situation where 2 really beefy tanks with a lot of early game damage, especially on the auto attacks, just chase you down for free? So many slows, so many CCs, and I mean, Sejuani, Tom Kench doesn't sound that scary, but if it's the early game, they do bring a lot of damage. And now this Sejuani is not going to be killable for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you have to respect those base damages, especially when there's just like a level advantage on Levi, for example, and that early Barmy Cinder going to be doing a little bit of work, and of course health scaling from B, so lots of sort of surprise damage that you're not necessarily taking into account unless you're in such an extended skirmish. And sure, you're doing a decent job at denying Style. He's down a bit at CS, but he's picked up enough assist and even that extra kill, so he's not hurting too badly. They have got pressure on this top side, but no, Kiai can definitely win a fight here if Levi's with a Levi in his back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely can. Party doing some artillery from the side as well. B.
Penguin 6.
He's here. Actually, everyone's here. Lovely scoop as they try and get onto Style. That's that big Tom Kent shield. There's the cease and desist. And Style will, in fact, be thrown into the paddy wagon. Penguin going low, has a bail out on top of him. Won't actually get it proc. B low as well, but they turn it around. Take down Hero. Levi, he's that big ball of meat, and he does it well.
You saw how little damage the Corki was doing. That big rocket hit and it did barely anything. He's there auto-attacking the whole time untouched. They only get 1 kill, and that's only after a bit of an overcommittal after Levi arrives. So, if they had a real mid laner, that's probably just almost a disaster for Team Secret. But as it is, they get the 1-for-1 trade, and it is kind of just a bully Style, and it's a really nice instant response from Artifact to see that the Gobbler's coming in and Flash to knock them both in, but they just can't cut through B quite yet. And Cardi's just not able to really punish.
Now, but you talk about the Corki, and I understand the hatred, but on the other side, we have no damage for Secret coming through whatsoever. The 2 big tanks, they've gotten some early gold inducements, and they're really strong in this early game for the side of GAM. No one is able to really deal with Levi or even B. B was scooped up at the start of the fight and just walked away, just chilling on the site, honestly. And now GAM, still with a huge advantage here in positioning, is gonna collect the other early objective. And when one team gets both of the early objectives, you know the game is heavily in their favor. 7-3 now in kills, and almost looking at a 2k gold lead, which is gonna grow even more with the first Herald. We have a tower in top lane that's gonna be under attack soon, most likely. Oh no, they're pinging another bot dive. Team Secret, they are committed to this strategy, but it's risky. The Sejuani's coming, the Corki's coming.
Oh, this time
they get it back off in plenty of time. Yeah. They get another plate onto Eddie. Eddie is very strong, 20 CS lead, 2 plates as well as a kill So he's doing well. Should be able to back and probably complete the Kraken Slayer very soon. Assuming that's what he goes for. Could obviously still be Gale Force.
I usually go to
think
Gale
it's
Force for repositioning and combo damage.
But I want to just, but while we watch Gum take this dragon, because Team Secret's not going to contest it your way, I want to ask you a question. Gum is 1 game away from Worlds. How do you rate them? If they are the team that comes out on top, I'm not barring the chance of a reverse sweep, but it's not likely. If they do go to Worlds, how do you think they'll do? As you might have a second to think about it, as Eddie has to cleanse the Varus ult. But here they come. Package is dropped. It's Sejuani ult thrown across. Team Secret are able to disengage, but can they save their tower? Looks like they will.
Hey, Carty, calm down. What is going on here? I mean, he does have double W, so it actually looked scarier than it was, but he basically just used Corki as a Talia substitute, because usually you do Talia walls to zone them off the tower and then secure the Rift Herald charge. They don't go top lane with the Rift Herald, which is a little bit confusing to me, because top lane could have been the first tower for free. Instead, they just accelerated the bot lane. And honestly, they can do whatever they want. Going Dragon into bot lane tower is not too bad either. I'll have Marby have the first crack at this question, as I'll just sneakily take a little bit of time to think about it.
They do look a lot better this time around from GAM. It feels like, even in their, if you combine this with their series against SBTC, it feels like they do, in some ways, ramp up over the series. It didn't quite work out against Buffalo, but they've had really nice, clean games after the break. It felt like in at least 2 of these series, and I think they still are plagued by a few issues in draft and whatnot. So I'm not super confident against Buffalo, who have just been immaculate in that regard and have had such a good early game, which is where GAM is traditionally the weakest. So it looks a lot better. I do think once again we'll get a close series. It's just I'm not sure they'll run it out.
We have another fight coming in. A lot of ultimates being used. Renata just closing it out. Cease and desist goes in, but B just saves his ADC, gets a big shield. Hero can't find the connection. They're on top of B, but a snipe from Style over on the side. He cleanses. He immortal shield bows. One last feather to do it. There it is. Eddie trading, making it a 1-for-1, but they put in so much effort. Honestly, it's not that much of a reward. You're muted. Levi in some trouble as he gets scooped. He wants to try and trade onto the bird. The bailout doesn't makes that impossible though. Levi tries to back off. Can't do it. That will be
I love the aggression from Secret. At least they're trying things in their elimination game. They need to win this game to mount the reverse sweep and have their chance at getting to finals and to Worlds. They really need to do everything they can, and at least they're playing proactively. They're bleeding out a lot of gold though. Kiaya, I'm not the biggest fan of doing what he just did here, not taking the tower. It's so much local gold. It was even before 14 minutes, so that's 610 gold you get for the tower kill. And denying the wave is nice on it all, but I think you should just use the time to accelerate yourself. To go back to the Worlds question, in my opinion, GAM is looking... It's very hard to read if GAM is going to do better or worse than prior iterations, because if you think back to 2019, the last time they've been to Worlds, they dominated everyone. They went undefeated in game score in the playoffs against the likes of Loki and Flash, and we were super hyped for them, and then they kind of lost themselves in the Worlds meta and looked pretty bad. This time, they're not that dominant, especially in the early game. They look pretty weak in the early game, don't really come up with huge plans or super dominant early laning phases, but the mid and late game looks relatively clean. They have decent macro, very good cross maps, so that might actually be the better look for GAM in international competition, because it's likely they're not going to smash everyone over there, right? So I'm actually hopeful.
Penguin's not.
The kill. Yep. Penguin's not hopeful. B wandering forward, big tongue wobbling, but gets dissuaded by the Renata ultimate. GAM now sitting just over 4k gold in the lead. In Team Secret, you have a mighty, mighty mountain to climb.
This is not a a criticism at all, but I wonder if Kiai's enjoying his game of PvE.
Yeah,
he has not seen Hero for a while, really. Like, he just saw them say hello and then left.
I mean, your way,
He's
maybe
just
you have some
enjoying it.
comments on that. Of course, you are German, so therefore have to be an expert on Farming Simulator.
Never played it in my life, but Yaya is certainly putting in a good show here for all the Farming Simulator fans. I don't think this fight is feasible at all for Team Secret, so they should just probably try to play their own Farming Simulator, as Hero, in the meantime, has actually dropped 2 levels below Yaya. Nope, we are contesting this. We are just trying to throw ourselves. Maybe some miracle happens, so let's see if Secret can do anything here.
No.
Just a lot of times,
I think the kind of miracle you're asking for at this point is a meteor at Garm's house.
I mean,
Hero has a little bit of a poke, but he's dealing negative damage to Levi.
yeah, Cardi's starting to land some of the big ones. Able to do a little bit of chunking to Hero out. He's slowly scaling up. He's been unharassed pretty much entirely this game because they have just been killing Style over and over again. It's basically cyberbullying at this point, but the rest of GAM is just doing so well that it doesn't really matter that Style is probably, I think, 4 of those 5 kills that Team Secret has.
Mm-hmm.
But because they've just committed so much for him and traded back far too much as well.
Yeah, and at this point, the desperation really is quite visible. Oh, that's a really good catch from Style, showing us some of the potential. Wow, nice skill steal being there. That was very unnecessary.
I mean,
at this point, he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, poor Style. He's actually playing a decent game of Varus. They're very nice ultimates. And I'm quite intrigued to see what Varus does for the meta in finals, because ADC meta and ADC position in general was one of the big factors for SGB beating GAM, being the first team to enter finals and worlds from the side of VCS. And we have the rematch very likely now on the cards on Sunday. Why do we walk back into that? Eddie, please stop. Thank you. So now GAM trying to establish this Varus, and the Varus might be able to disturb Saigon Buffalo's advantage in the drafting phase, because so far Style has only played 6 champions, apart from the Varus in the bot lane, and on the other side we have Saigon Buffalo's Shogun with 11 or 13 champions or something, so they have much more draft variety over in the bot lane, and this Varus might really be the answer GAM is trying to cook up into the matchup against Saigon Buffalo.
It's certainly been, like, there's been so much AD carry focus in the bans as well, and since that, it's sort of been the push down over things like the Draven and such, which is, you could say it's a little bit of an interesting one, considering what the meta has been, but so far the Varus, sure, you've seen the weaknesses of it, it's very immobile and can be punished, but it's not that much different than a Jinx or a Sivir in that regard, so it's been played quite well, and Cardi in trouble.
Is he though?
Or not.
Is he?
Or not! Never mind! If you just don't kill the Corki, it's fine.
I mean, they couldn't. Like,
Sorry.
Yeah,
couldn't.
Team Secret showing us how to not dive the whole game here. They have tried so many dives in this game, and it's definitely reeking of desperation, but honestly, what else can they do? The enemy team composition is so safe, they have so many defensive tools, so trying to break through all their zoning, all their front line, the towers really are the best chance of doing that, because that's where anyone is ever alone from GAM's composition, but they're just not able to confirm the kills. Look at this damage on Levi, it's not pitiful, he's dealing a decent amount, but Levi is still able to tank everything here, and Eddie on the Xayah might be the only hope for his team, but it's a very slim chance of succeeding.
let's have a look up to the top lane at this failed dive.
It's such a, I guess Hero trying to leave a little bit too early, and then caught out on the rotation is where he goes down, and then Penguin's sort of like, okay, I have to try and get this one back, and can't quite get it done because of the arrival from Kiaya. And yet actually Levi, he took all that damage. It means nothing because he has rushed a Warmogs. He is going to take a lot of damage and regen it, because that's it. He does not want to. He's going to just sit there, absorb as much as they can so they can siege onto towers, and slowly build up a nice effective and just be that really big beefy front line.
Yeah,
It's
this
a little bit
makes
interesting
that
to see it.
composition almost impenetrable now. Because what you can do with this Warmog's Sejuani plus super high range on Kati and Style is just put the Sejuani in front of them. The two long range artillery people just sit behind her. She soaks absolutely every engage attempt, or just engages herself if she sees the opportunity. And the other two are safe. You even have B as a backup. And here we go again. GAM on the move.
Yeah, Cardi diving in and does some work, immediately picking up two. What do you think of that one, Marby? Hero into the backside, Hextech ultimatum, trying to do anything. Bailout will do nothing but buy a second of time. And there's a freeze onto Eddie. Featherstorm coming out. It's the only thing that keeps him alive. But Kiaya doesn't want to let him. Maybe a little bit too aggressive there. As he'll go down, Rift Hold will charge and Calm will back off and go get themselves a soul.
Yeah, Kiara only went for those extra kills because Cardia KS'd him. It was definitely all the Jax damage. I mean, package still does a lot. There's a reason it's like a 6-minute cooldown. It does hurt, and it was played out extremely well from GAM. Yeah, a little bit of an overreach by Kiara at the end, but it's enough to get them the 2 towers and a dragon. As we're just coming through here, and they can just just run it Team Secret until it sticks.
They can really do whatever they want here. And
Artifact! I'll explain after the replay. Go ahead, your way.
This engage from Kati is really nice. He has played a very aggressive Corki, very different to the last time we saw him on Corki, where he was just really not doing much, but this time he's more of an engage tool, more setting up the rest of his team. He has so much damage on the rest of his members that he can really just poke his head into the enemy team, basically function as a Rumble ultimate, and honest Italy at this point, GAM can do whatever they want. Look at this advantage now, 8k for GAM, they have a full soul at 22 minutes. There is no hope for Secret. They are once again gonna miss out on the finals. Artifact for, I don't even remember, 8th time, 9th time, failing at the last hurdle and not making it to the finals of the VCS.
I just want to explain what happened.
He wants to do it again.
I just want to explain what happened there. Artifact got hit by the Varus ult and actually used his E at the exact same time. So Penguin being hunted down, cease and desist on to Cardi, but he'll go down. Yeah, he used his E at the same time, which actually made him move next to Penguin, spreading the Varus ult to Penguin. Penguin queued away to not get Varus ulted, and Artifact flashed on top of him to make sure that it did spread.
It's a
now
complete
we have a
disaster.
Baron fight coming in. Renata ultimate going across, but it's just two tanks slapping each other. Kiaya into the backside, getting a stun down, and Garma just going to walk over Team Secret. Eddie, the last chance, has gone down. Garma will claim the worm, and Worlds is getting closer, closer, and closer.
Secret tries and tries and tries, but every single time they are trying to fight against GAM, they're just falling further behind. The whole game has just been GAM taking comfortable fights over and over again. It seems Secret running at them, trying everything, just hurling stuff at the wall, but nothing sticks so far. That wall is just, they can't deal with it, and now this game is just completely out of hands for Secret. GAM looking at a 3-0, finally looking like the team we expected coming into playoffs. This is their most dominant win, I think, so far in the entirety of playoffs.
Despite, honestly, an okay start, it's just too far down. They don't do anywhere near enough damage to Levi and B. Kiaya just kind of one-tapped Eddie there with that Infernal Soul, and it's free Baron, and they can just shove down the rest of these towers quick, smart. It's kind of all or nothing. Team Secret, they're just gonna have to bleed out. You can't really fight with the double buffs of Soul and Baron, so you're gonna have to try and stall it out as best you can, or take a fight on the Nexus towers, because that's your only other option. I do not see an angle. No, goodbye Penguin. No option at all.
Yeah, we have our questions about GAM. Their drafting is still very different from almost any other team we see, but they might have found the adaptation to attack SGB again. Remember, yes, they lost against SGB, but it was a super close 2-3 series. They have another shot on Sunday, and they are coming prepared. They want their shield. They want to defend their title. 2 titles in 1 year, the last time that was done was Flash in 2020. GAM has not done it since 2017.
We've got a fight breaking out as the Camilla's already gone down. Another ultimate used. Levi lands a knock-up. Zhuhao removed from existence. One Nexus tower has fallen. Worlds is 2 structures away. Worlds is 1 structure away. They're going to turn it around. Penguin being chased down. B and Style on the front line. Kiai will move over, kill the enemy jungler. No, not quite. Just zone him away. The Nexus goes down. And GAM, after a 3-year absence, will return to the World Championship. They will be booking their ticket to New York. And they will be booking their ticket to finals up against the Saigon Buffalo.
Despite a little split of his life, Artifact cannot make it to a finals to save his life. But Kati, GAM, they're back at Worlds. They are going to fight for seeding tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Sunday in the finals.